In this video, we will discuss about the gold nanoparticle based drug delivery system. Basically, we will discuss an example and how this gold nanoparticle based drug delivery system will help not only in the active targeting, but if the active targeting works, then it will also activate the passive targeting. So it can act. Passive targeting could be a cascade effect. We can say that it will enhance the immune response against the cancer cells. So here the breast tumor examples has been taken, and so one of the advantage that we have discussed several times in our previous video, that its surface can be modified easily, and another advantage is that since gold is a noble metal, so it is less reactive and it can easily be made biocompatible. And once it is biocompatible, and since it is already non-reactive noble metal, it will have less side effect, that is reduced toxicity, and at the same time uh, there are less chances that it will be detected by the immune system of the patient to trigger the immune response, since it is less reactive, and thereby since it helps in the immune evasion, so it will have a prolonged circulation time and reduced clearance of this gold nanoparticles, or we can say that high clearance time and prolonged circulation time. At the same time, since it is modified with the antigens that can detect the tumors, so it can once it detects the tumors, it can act on multiple ways depending upon the modification that is done on this gold nanoparticles. We will discuss first this active targeting. So in this active targeting, there is a gold nanoparticles, and on the surface it contains this therapeutic agents such as this chemotherapeutic drugs, and at the same time it will also has this targeting ligand, which is similar to the extracellular domain of the chimeric antigen receptors. So once, however, it might functions differently. So one of the approach that is shown here is that this target ligand, once it interact with these receptors which are usually found on the cancer cells, then cause the it will cause this gold nanoparticles to enter inside the cancer cells and release this therapeutic reagent. At the same time, the gold nanoparticles might also contains some of the targeted mRNA. So once it is released, once this gold nanoparticles is released or unpacked inside the cancer cells, those mRNA can also be translated, and based on their function, it might trigger apoptosis or death of the cancer cells. And once the cancer cells starts to kill, then those dead cancer cells debris will trigger the immune response, or we can say that it will attract the other immune cells to come towards these tumor cells and act against tumor cells, which is known as this passive targeting. And some of the immune cells that are shown here are these macrophages, uh, dendritic cells, B lymphocytes, NK cells, and they will target these cancer cells, myeloid derived suppressor cells. The T lymphocytes will also target those cancer cells. And these things initiate once this nanoparticle based drug delivery system enters into this breast cancers and does this active targeting. So once the active targeting does, it will release the tumors, which are then it will release the tumors dead particles, which are then easily exposed to the other immune systems, thereby activating the overall immune system of the patient against these tumors. And so this works similar to the other immunotherapeutic approaches such as CAR immunotherapeutic approach. Only disadvantage in CAR is that it might have a less circulation time or clearance times depending upon this design of the CAR. At the same time, the CAR might have some toxicities so they also need to be account for it, and all of this will leads to the less efficiencies of those alternative immunotherapeutic approach. However, since it is a novel metal, so it will have reduced toxicity and it can evade the immune response, so it will also have the high circulation time or higher clearance time. So these two advantages might help this gold nanoparticle based drugs delivery system to be more efficient compared to the other traditionally used drug delivery system. So that's all for this video. If you need to understand more about this topic in detail, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. Thank you for your time.